Hi folks, and welcome back to a lovely bit of kit. And today we're going to revisit the Water's Edge Classic Car Day at Water's Edge Country Park in Barton-on-Humber, organised by the North Links Morris Miners Owners Club. So we'll have a gentle wander around, have a look at some cars and drop in and have a chat with a couple of owners and the organisers. And as I mentioned in the previous video from this event, although it's organised by a Morris Miners Owners Club, there's a wide variety of cars because all classic cars are welcome at this event. And to illustrate that variety, the first owner we're going to talk to is Richard Milner, who's here at the event with his fantastic GT40. This one yours?
Yes.
It's beautiful. So does this have a racing history of any kind?
Yeah, it was built originally by the GT development factory in the 80s, and then in the 90s it was rebuilt and re-engineered by Wooden Engineering down in Sussex. Frank Catt developed GT40 replicas as race cars and looks after a couple of originals, and this was redesigned and re-engineered for hill climbs. So we hill climbed it for about 10 years. But I was involved in racing these back in the 60s.
And how did you come to own this car?
I'd always wanted a GT40, but I wanted a GT40 that was like the originals. I didn't want, the Granada suspended replicas. I wanted one that was as near as I remembered. And I knew of this car, and I knew Frank Catt. And it was the second owner who had it developed for hill climb, and then he sold it to the third owner, John Dace, who hill climbed it for 6 months and then started racing aeroplanes and gave up racing, and the car sat for 5 years and he did 315 miles, just went for an MOT every year. And I was pestering him to sell it, and he wouldn't. And then eventually he decided he'd let it go, and so I sent it back to Frank, and I recommissioned it back to the spec it was when it was re-engineered for racing. And Frank took it apart completely, and the engine was dropped just under an inch. AP racing brakes, it's fully road jointed, it's a Julian Godfrey developed engine, Quake modified, Renault box, 5-speed, it's got a rod change on it, dry sump, electronic ignition. It actually goes like an original, but actually goes better than an original. And it's there to be used. So I'm really reliving my misspent youth.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And when you say used, you mean as a fast road car?
Now, yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm 82 now, so it's well, my family won't let me do anything. I mean, they stopped me tracking the car when I was 80. They stopped me racing when I was 60. So I tend to do as I'm told whenever I really need to. The rest of the time, I remain the same. But yeah, it's not a show car. It's a car to use.
Yeah, lovely. And I'm hoping to catch up with Richard again at some time in the near future and discuss a little bit more about his involvement with GT40s back in period. And the Trent Valley Mini Owners Club was another club supporting this event. They're another club that's very active in the area. They're very well represented at this event with several minis from different eras. Minis of all descriptions. Trent Valley Mini Owners Club.
I can't remember who I was talking to about it.
This very well presented Porsche 356 Speedster replica was attracting a great deal of attention, and we had a quick chat with the owner to find out a little bit of the history of the car.
It was a present to myself, my 50th birthday last year in July.
Right. That's a good present for yourself.
Yeah.
So tell me about it. What make is it?
So it's a Pilgrim Speedster. So it was built in the UK, down on the south coast, and it was built in 1975, and then it had a major overhaul in 2010. So it had its brakes updated and its chassis, electric windows added, just to make it more drivable for everyday use. It had a better heating system put in it. Obviously it's based on the Porsche 356 Speedster, and which was I fell in love with this car in the 80s when I watched the Top Gun movie.
Right.
And it was driven by Kelly McGillis, the actress who played the character of Charlie, and so this car is called Charlie.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I wanted one ever since I saw that film.
Yeah. And it must be a joy to drive.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant, yeah, and she just starts first time every time. You know, there's I think it only has 5 buttons inside, so there isn't very much electronically to go wrong on it.
Brilliant. Yeah. Lovely. But so to see it, we were having a big debate earlier.
Yeah.
When you have a debate about whether it's genuine or not.
Yeah.
It's in the right
If
lines.
only.
That's lovely. Thanks very much indeed.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Cheers.
Oh no, I still got one shape on that. I will say so.
Nice. Tell people. Let's people.
Now this is an unusual car. It's a 1971 Ford 20M RS. And the RS badge is perhaps more familiar on Escorts, Sierras, Capris, Fiestas and so on, and of course the RS 200. But RS actually started in 1968 in Germany, when Ford Germany created the 15M RS, and that was the first RS model. It was also applied to the 17M and this Ford 20M. These are only produced by Ford Germany, and the only right-hand drive versions were exported for South Africa. I didn't manage to get a chat to the owner, but this is likely to have a 3-litre V6 Essex engine. Obviously it's a South African import. It was first registered in the UK in December 2015, but it's in great condition, an absolutely fabulous car, and so unusual. I mentioned in the last video just how important volunteer organisers are for these kinds of events, so it was good to catch up with Jim Clark, no not that Jim Clark, who's the events organiser for the North Links Morris Minor Owners Club, who are putting this event together. I hadn't realised until recently that the National Morris Miners Owners Club was actually founded in Scunthorpe, just down the road from Barton, and the North Links group was the first regional branch to be established. And there's a large number of events across the country organised by the national and the local clubs. And the event at Water's Edge, I believe, started in central Scunthorpe before moving out to Barton, and has now expanded from a single event to 2, such as the popularity of this location. So we had a chat to Jim about the event and the local club.
My name's Jim Clark. I'm the events organiser for the North Lincolnshire branch of the Morris Miners Owners Club.
And how long have you been coming to Water's Edge?
This will be our 8th year.
And you have 2 events a year now?
We do now, one in the spring and one in the autumn, up to the bank holidays.
Yeah.
We have, today as you can see, we have about 100 motor cars, which is about normal for us. And it'll run from 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon.
And the next one is?
August the 27th.
August the 27th.
The day before August bank holiday.
Excellent. And what else does the club do? You have regular monthly meetings, don't you?
Meetings at our normal Millfield. We just thought of a new venue, but we have a meeting on the first Tuesday of the month.
Brilliant.
And we are part of the National Morris Miners Club, which is based in Derby.
Great. Well, it's a fantastic event. It's nice to see it continue growing.
Thank you. I hope so. And we think today we've raised something like £700 for charity, which is the Magic Moment charity for autistic children in Scunthorpe.
That's brilliant. Well, I'll put a link to the charity in the description to the video as well if anybody wants to make any further donations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. And as promised, there are links to the charity in the description, together with links to the organising club. And don't forget that there are 2 events every year at Water's Edge in May and August. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really does help if you've enjoyed the content. And we'll see you soon in the next video.